Hey there, Wargamers, Justin here, Paint here, and today I want to give you guys a little bit of a hobby update, or project update, if you will. I'd like to welcome you guys back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in today. If you are new here, please alpha strike that like and subscribe button. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for having my six. I appreciate you having my back. Thank you for being an awesome lance mate, star mate, whatever the case may be for you. I appreciate you being here to support what I do. That said, let's open up today by apologizing for a few things. First of all, my nose is runny and I feel sick and I'm home a little bit early from work, and I want to sit down and give a quick video of giving you guys kind of an update of what I'm working on now, or at least what I'm planning for. I've got a variety of projects I want to do. So first off, I've got my little wizard on the desk, which you guys can kind of see parts of. So we've got his little hat that I'm working on, his body, which has got the least amount of work probably on it, and then probably the actual least amount of work is probably the second least is probably the book here with the hand. I haven't done a whole lot on that. But then his face is looking pretty good. Pretty happy with how that's looking thus far. Trying to put in some extra effort here and see if I can't place this coming year at Nova. It's a year out, but I always try and paint one bust a year. If I finish this one before the end of the year, it'll be two in a year, which is good for me. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. Aside from that, though, that's a currently in work project. I have some pending projects I want to work on. One of them is I believe it's Alpha Wolf's Dragoons. Let me quickly Google that. I think it's Alpha Regiment Wolf's Dragoons. It's the red ones that Anthony Scroggins painted. Not painted, he did the digital art for them. I've got the picture on my wall, and I'm pretty sure it's Alpha Regiment. My internet's being a little slow. Yeah, so they're red and black. I mean, obviously the Wolf's Dragoons are red and black. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Alpha Regiment. And I think Gamma is the like blue and yellow ones, which I've got the print for that too on my wall, and that's a future project too. So I've got a big group of those, at least 20 mechs set aside for that project. But the one that I've got coming up right now is a project I'm working on to pitch for CSO. Those of you guys who follow me here on the channel know that I'm a CSO artist, and I've been given an opportunity to pitch my idea for a canon paint scheme for a unit that does not have a paint scheme right now. And the one that I am proposing is for the Cheetahs. If you guys are not up to date on the fluff, the Cheetahs is a merc company that my canon character is associated with, and if you want to know more without me spoiling stuff, that can be found in Shrapnel issue 6, the story One Door Closes by Blaine Pardoe. That story is about my character. So yeah, to that end, I've got a box of mechs here, and I want to walk you guys through kind of what we are grabbing for the company of mechs for the Cheetah Mercenary Company. So they don't actually have a canon set of mechs for the company, aside from two that exist, and I forgot to grab that model. When they formed the company in the story, spoiler alert, sorry, they have an Atlas 2, which is the Phantom, which is Devlin Stone's Atlas, and they have a Direwolf. So I've got both of those. I've got a cool Direwolf model that I have to see if I can get permission to show. It's a 3D print model. But beyond that, I have some other stuff to form out the company. I've got Dave Alsiger, Gold Bishop, big guy in the community, does a lot to help out Bobby from Fortress Minis as well. He is currently being semi-commissioned by me to make me a custom Iron Cheetah model, because there isn't one, and he's really good at kit bashing, and I'm really good at painting. So I figured I could get a cool mini from him that represents the Iron Cheetah for, I mean, the mercenary company, the Cheetahs. Why would I not have that? One might argue I'd also have an Arctic Cheetah, but I didn't want one. It didn't make as much sense for the fluff. In the fluff, the Federated Sons give give the mercenary company, when it's founded, they give them a company of mechs, so 12. So I tried to select mechs that were mercenary friendly / House Davian friendly or Federated Sons friendly, to get stuff that is the most likely that they gave us. There are a few exceptions here that lean more merc, but the majority of the selections that I had made for the company were ones that I felt lined up with mercenary and Federated Sons. This is not necessarily canon unit selection. for them. It's what I'm going to do because I like to paint stuff in big groups, but I'm trying to canonize the paint scheme. Currently, the only 2 known mechs that they have are the Direwolf and the Atlas 2. We've got the Iron Cheetah commission, and for plastics, we have got, let's grab our lights first. So we've got Locust filling out one of the light slots. I selected a Mercury. Pardon me, I'm sorry. Like I said, guys, I'm got a little bit of a cold. Let's see, where is that Mercury? I know we got one. Ooh, that goes to, I guess, one of the Snords. You'd think I would have already had these selected, but a little ASMR, you guys can hear the clickety-clack via the mix, right? Where is this thing? I really wanted to put a Hunchback in there, but they aren't listed in the Ill Clan era for the Federated Sons or for Mercs, which is unfortunate. I did try to find them, because any excuse to have a Hunchback at all, I will take. Oh, there it is. So we got the Mercury. Let's see. I've got the Rifleman. Alright, so I picked a Rifleman. That's pretty iconic. That's such a ubiquitous mech that is very widespread, so I figured that's a reasonable one. Like, I'm sure the Federated Sons and every great house has a shit ton of these just stockpiled because it's a Rifleman. I mean, it's like Thunderbolts and things like that. Like, everyone's got a Rifleman, right? Probably the same thing with Marauders and Archers. Some of the core old school mechs they probably have. So that is the 3. Let's see, it was the Locust, and the Mercury that I picked, and then I had the Rifleman. So for the rest of the mechs, I made a purchase and a trade. So for the trade, I got some models from Kelly Caudle from the community. He also painted some mechs for the Nova Grinder box, and I'll show you what he sent over to help me form the group. Boop. Alright, so we have a Crab, which he's already got some paint on. I feel bad that he pulled these from probably his paint, or his selection stock. We have another Locust. Who would have thought Justin would want 2 Locusts? I definitely did. The Locust is a big deal, and I wanted to have 2 Locusts. So it would be kind of cool to adjust the pose on that. Maybe have him aiming this way, so they're 2 different Locusts. Maybe these both look like they're from the Alpha Strike box, I think. It might not be too hard for me to twist or break that and have him facing maybe this arc. So we got a little variation there. We'll see. We'll see. And then we have a Bushwhacker, which again listed as Mercs and Federated Sons. And then we've got a Black Knight, which a lot of these recommendations, some of them, not all of them, some of them were recommended from the community. So I tried to get those, and I felt like the Black Knight was a very, very common one people kept asking for. Excuse me. So I went ahead and made a swap for that. So got our filling out our light mechs in the back here. We've got 2 Locusts and a Mercury so far. For our mediums, we have the Crab and the Bushwhacker, which big fan of those. I like them for so the mediums for Inner Sphere is one of my favorite categories of mechs because it's so they got good TMM, good movement, and reasonable life, HP, armor, and structure. Whereas for Clanners, their lights and mediums are also good, but their heavies have generally averaging 2 TMM and 10 to 12 move as well. Whereas the mediums for Inner Sphere have 2 TMM usually and right around 10 move or so. There's a couple variants of these that have 12, but that's what I really, really like. And I feel like for the Inner Sphere, when you hit heavies, their TMM drops to a 1, which makes them very easy targets. So I like the mediums for Inner Sphere. I like the heavies for Clanners. But filling out our heavies so far, we have the Rifleman and the Black Knight. And that brings me to the box of goodies we got from Fortress here. And picked these up. These were out of pocket. I bought them. Bobby does supply me with lots of goodies, but I don't often ask for things. He gives me a discount too, which is nice. But we got our our Fortress business card. I got a couple of those laying around here. For our Assault Mech, I'm a sucker for a Malice. It is one of my favorite visually speaking, Dark Age mechs, and I really like the Tundra Wolf too. I didn't actually look at that for Federated Suns. I should look at that. I love the Tundra Wolf. I've painted several of them. But honestly, I'm probably kind of tired of the metal ones. I want a plastic one. But the Malice is really nice. So we've got Assault Malice. So we'll have 2 Assault mechs in the... it's technically 3 Assault mechs if we include that Atlas too. The Atlas and the Direwolf are kind of separate from the company core. They're like in addition to, because technically the Cheetahs would have 14 mechs, not 12, because they got the company from the Federated Suns, plus they already had the 2, the Atlas and the Direwolf. But the Iron Cheetah is an assault mech, and Dave Gold Bishop's working on that for me. And we've got the Malice, so technically 2 in the company. We've got a Mad Cat Mark IV Savage Wolf. I've painted 3 of these at this point. I did Clan Wolf, Wolf's Dragoons, Steel Wolves, and now we're going to do one for the Cheetahs. This one was not listed, I think, as Federated Suns, but in the Dark Age clicks, they definitely had a Mad Cat Mark IV. Not that that is canon anymore, but they did. But it is listed as Merc, and I had quite a few people in the comments that I asked, at least in Patreon and so forth, recommend the Savage Wolf. So I think this is pretty iconic Mech Warrior, or not Mech Warrior, but Battletech, like Ill Clan Dark Age era. So I picked one. I also love it. I hate the legs. I hate assembling it, but I love the Savage Wolf. I also opted not to put a Mad Cat beyond this one, a standard Mad Cat, in the company. I have the minis for it. I have spare Mad Cats right now. I didn't want to. I don't think it's actually listed as Merc and Federated Suns. And I tried to pick as many as possible that were both. The Mad Cat is one of the exceptions here, the Mark IV, but I didn't take a regular one. We have the Vulture Mark IV, which is also same exception. Got this recommended as well. Also very iconic Dark Age. So we have these 2, which are the Merc-centric ones, the Mad Cat Mark IV and Vulture Mark IV. And that'll round out our heavies. Actually, no. Yes. So we had 4 heavies. So we got the Mad Cat Mark IV, the Vulture Mark IV, the Black Knight, and the Rifleman. So good clan tech, classic Inner Sphere tech. We'll get a little combination there. So starting to round out our mediums, picked up Uziel. I love the Uziel. I think it's cool. I love the shape of it. I love the overall silhouette, and I wanted one. I've painted one for my Karita/Dragon's Fury, and now I've got one for the the Cheetahs. So that's a medium. We've got the Ryokan TCB mech, which is going to round out our mediums. So we had 3 Inner Sphere. I really wanted the Ryokan because I thought it was cool, and I think this one was listed as both Inner Sphere and Clan, Federated Suns and Merc. I think. Let me actually click the one I had up here. I've got it on the screen. Let's see. It was the Stormcoat A is specifically the one I grabbed the link for, but there was a bunch of them listed. So let's see. Ill Clan. It is listed as Federated Suns, Inner Sphere, Clan, General, and Mercenary. So I feel like that checked the boxes pretty well. Also, it throws in a little bit of clan tech into our medium. So we have 2 clans for heavies, 1 for medium, 1 assault with the Direwolf edition, and I don't think we had any lights. So I did skew. I usually try and do a company, so 12 mechs at a time. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did I really get my math screwed up that bad? Yeah, I did. So we technically got 14. Oh, right. I know why I did this. So we had 12 mechs for a company. We had the 2 extra guys, the Direwolf and the Atlas 2, that the group already had, so it puts us at 14. I rounded up to 16, so I would have 4, 8, 12, 16, 4 lances. Technically, they would only have 14, but that gives me some variety of things to roll in and out. So I picked up a Fireball, which is listed as a Inner Sphere, listed as a Federated Sun Mini, or unit. I think it's also might be listed as a Merc. Let me click here. I didn't actually put the link. Yeah, it is listed. So I wrote in my little Excel sheet, Merc and Davian, and boom, gotta have 2. I like to have extra lights, and I didn't want to go. I have traditionally ran like spiders and Valkyries, wasps, stingers, spiders, which I mentioned, locusts and whatnot. I wanted to run something different, and I figured we might get a more standardized loadout. So I grabbed 2 fireballs. That's 2 light mechs. We have the 2 locusts and a Mercury, so it gives us 5 light mechs to work around with. Also, light mechs generally are probably, I guess, cheaper C-build wise. So I'm thinking, like, if the Federated Suns were going to give us stuff, if they were giving us some combination of these 12, like, they might save some C-bills on the lights and give us some lights, and then, that makes it a little easier to let go of the rest of them, financially. I'm assuming the Mad Cat Mark IV and the Vulture Mark IV would be pretty expensive to let go of. The Crab, the Bushwhacker, the Rifleman, the Black Knight are probably all pretty standard. They got them laying around. Probably the same for the Uzi at this point. So the Ryokan, the two... These three, the Ryokan and the Mad Cat and the Savage Wolf, were probably... the Ryokan, the Vulture, and the Savage Wolf. These are probably where the bulk of the C-bills would be for the unit, and then they saved money by giving us the trash. Not saying these are actually trash because I love locusts, but that might be one place where they're saving. And I don't know what that malice actually would cost C-bills wise, but I like it, so it's cool. That said, these are the units. I didn't grab my Atlas 2 from my stock in the garage. I need to, so I can get all these together. And then I've got that Dire Wolf I need to ask. I'm reluctant to even say the sculptor's name. I need to ping him and see if he's okay with me using it, because I've got it behind me. I've also got a few other things that he gave me that I printed out. He told me I could bring it to Southern Assault if I painted it up. But he told me to tell anyone who saw it not to take photos, because it's something he was pitching to, I believe, CGL, this particular sculptor, and it's for a Dark Age era variant of the Dire Wolf, and he didn't want it to get kind of out in the open, so I got to ask him if he's okay with this. It is very iconic for my unit, and hopefully he'll be fine, so assuming he says yes. If he does, then we'll get some photos up. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's all I got for you today. I just want to put up a little hobby update, let you guys know what I was trying to do with the Cheetahs. Hopefully in the coming months I'll be able to finish a paint scheme and submit it to CSO and C, fingers crossed, if they approve it for canonization. This is a passion project for me. It's very important because my canon character, Justin Cloud Hall, was one of the founding members of the Cheetahs Mercenary Company. In the lore, I'm literally, if you type in Justin Hall on Sarna, I come up as a Ghost Knight, and I'm associated with the Cheetahs. As the real-life Justin Hall, who paints and is a CSO painter, having the opportunity to canonize the Merc unit that my canon character helped found is surreal and super cool. It's the one thing when I joined that I told them, like, I wanted to lay claim to it and really hoped they'd give me the opportunity. Then I pitched, put my name in the hat, and they'll give me the opportunity. So I've got a pretty cool idea for what I want to do. I'll give you a quick rundown of what I'm thinking. So I'm kind of thinking like this kind of color, yellow ochre. This is more on the kind of golden, I guess I say golden. It's on the more brown side of yellow, as opposed to the like bright yellow. This is, I guess this is golden yellow, but they're very different. I like the more brown skew, so I want to have a more kind of brownish or maybe warm yellow for the core here, and then we're going to have like black and yellow accents for the arms and legs, white, probably white legs, black and, or maybe gray legs. I have to look at the list, I forget exactly what I wrote down, but we'll have the black, gray, and white, but the only core of the yellow will be the torso, and then we'll have the details. I'm not doing cheetah print or anything like that. It's just going to be a pretty straightforward and pretty cool, basic, I won't say basic, but an interesting paint scheme for me. I feel like, as one of the guys that would be founding the unit, my character is a former military spy, basically, for Republic of the Sphere. I feel like my character would not be too keen on having a really ostentatious and ridiculous paint scheme, so cheetah print seems stupid to me. Some merc companies get away with stuff, but I wanted to have something that is cool, that was iconic for them, and would be recognizable without being ridiculous. When you say Grey Death Legion, you think almost Jolly Roger, right, with the... not skull and crossbones, but you get the skull flag. You know, when you say Grey Death Legion, generally, you know what you're talking about. And then it comes up with the gray, or light and dark gray camo pattern. Boom, Grey Death Legion. When you say Wolf's Dragoons, there are a variety of Wolf's Dragoons paint schemes, but probably the first one that comes up is probably black and red. Something similar to the Widowmakers, right? When you say that, it comes up Kellhounds, black and red. Boom, you know instantaneously what that's going to be. So that's kind of what I want here. I don't want cheetah print. I want someone to be like, oh, those are the guys with like the yellow torsos or whatever, how the paint scheme comes out. I'm thinking about doing some maybe checker pattern on the legs, whatever. But I want it to be like that. I don't want them to be like, oh, the ridiculous group that looks like cheetah print, LOL. Like, you know, yeah, we could be super good merc company and strong, but like, people going to take us seriously in the universe if we paint our mechs crazy? Not saying you can't, you can, but as a group that is founded by a Republic spy, basically military spy, in MechWarrior, and then 2 former pilots for the Republic of the Sphere who helped pilot an Ares or Poseidon class 135-ton assault mech, or super assault mech, or whatever the heck they called it, and then got bonded into Clan Wolf and made full members of Clan Wolf. Those 2 and my guy, like, they're all military people, right? So I imagine that their thought process would be on a more practical paint scheme. Yes, there are some clan paint schemes that are crazy and tiger prints and whatever. That does happen. But these particular characters, whether they got brought into a clan or not, started out as Inner Sphere, Republic of the Sphere, military, and I feel like they probably have a more practical approach to their paint schemes, or they might have a view that's a bit more, I say, down to earth. So that's my thoughts. Everyone else can have a different opinion, but this is where I'm going with it, and we'll see how that goes. And yeah, this is a future project. I don't know how fast I'll get to it, but I want to give you guys an update because I'm pretty excited about it. So, as always, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope the holiday season is going to treat you well, and you're getting some time to enjoy your friends and family. But as always, keep painting your models, keep rolling your dice, and I will catch you guys next time.
If you made it this far, you're probably a viewer that already hits that like button when you see a video come up. You're probably already a subscriber, and you probably jump into the comments down below to help support the channel, to help support that algorithm. But if you're looking for some other ways to help support the channel too, make sure you check the description down below. Maybe you want to pick up some paints from Monument Hobbies. That's my paint of choice. The Pro Acrylic line is chef's kiss, good stuff. Maybe you want to check out some of the offerings from Death Designs, where I work in my day job. We got plenty of 3D printed products, as well as MDF terrain, some of the stuff that I have designed myself and we play with here on the channel. And if you're looking to bolster your Battletech ranks, miniatures, and offerings, make sure you check out Bobby from Fortress Miniatures and Games. He's one of the main supporters of the channel as well, and supporting any of these companies helps support what I do and helps to ensure that I can continue to bring content to all of you. If you want to become a super supporter, I highly recommend you guys check out the Patreon. You guys give that extra little edge to help push more content out, and I really do appreciate that. And my ultimate goal on the channel is to continue to be able to not only put out the content we have now, but to get to a point where you can put out more content later, whether that be battle reports or painting tutorials or just more rambles, anything at all. I'd like to be doing more content for you. This is something that I enjoy. I like being able to cast a light into the darkness to bring a little bit of hobby positivity to all of you and make you feel good, and also enjoy playing games myself. As we do the final sign off here though, I do want to go ahead and switch on over and do the scroll of awesome to showcase all the Patreon supporters, the super supporters of the channel, to give them some recognition for helping support what I do. Thank you guys so much, and I will catch you guys next time.